Whoa, what's going on? Welcome to the hustles out there. Hey, it's Thursday. We starting back up from the All-Star break. We at that halfway point. Now, this the second half of the first of the matchup. It was a 2-week matchup. You know what I'm saying? We still got planning to do. You already know we here to get dubs. We here to grind it out. Go on, try to get heat up, get to that playoff. You know what I'm saying? We looking for who heating up, who moving and shaking on the boards. Just smart pickups. Hey, numbers over narratives. Let's go and get to it. First up, we're gonna talk about the schedule advantage streamers. These guys who can help you because they got three multiple games this weekend. Today's Thursday. You know what I'm saying? They stronger than most people that's out there that's available. First up, I got Jaden Ivey, 17% roster from the Chicago Bulls. He averaging 16.8 fantasy points on the season, 8.5 points. 1.8 assists, 2.5 rebounds, 1.4 threes made a game in 18.1 minutes. A lot of that was with Detroit, though. 31.5 fantasy point average in his last 4 games. That's 11.5 points, 4 assists, 4.8 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 threes made a game in that same stretch. As you can see, the production and uptick since he got to Chicago. Chicago got 3 games remaining this week. Go ahead and add him now. Next guy, my dog, Tim Hardaway Jr., former math, you know what I'm saying? We ain't do right by him in the end, but hey, he a bucket, you know what I mean? I like him. He been solid his whole career. He 8.7% roster from the Denver Nuggets, 22.7 fantasy points, 14.1 points a game, 2.6 assists, 1.3 assists, 2.9 threes made a game, and 27.6 minutes a game on the season. He had a 39 fantasy point game in week 17 where he had 19.6 reps, 2 assists, 4 threes and made in that game. And that was that double overtime thriller against the Knicks right before the All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? 28.75 fantasy points over his last 3. So he's steady like he always been. Next up, I'm intrigued by this one though. Since he been back home, he been cutting up. Jose Alvarado, 3.8% roster from the New York Knicks. You know what I mean? 20.1 fantasy point average on the season, 8.3 points, 2.7 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1 steal, 1.8 threes made a game, and 21.8 minutes a game. Most of that was with the Pelicans, though. Since, like I say, since he been back home, since he been with the Knicks, he averaging 33.3 fantasy points in 3 games. He worth the ad. You know what I mean? Fantasy ain't just about the players, it's about volume. Games played equals points earned. You already know how we get down. Next up, these are injury boost streamers. You know what I mean? These guys may not have been on your radar initially, but as we all know, injuries create opportunities. First up is Kris Dunn, 3.8% roster from the Los Angeles Clippers. You know what I mean? With Darius Garland out until March 1st, the opportunity there for Kris Dunn. He averaging 31.5 fantasy points over his last 4, 18 points, 2.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.1 threes made a game, 27.5 minutes. Might be a short-term thing, you know what I mean? But the productivity is there. Dunn is a solid play while LA's depth is in question. His assist numbers are very strong. Go ahead and add him. You can stream him confidently. Next up from the Sacramento Kings. As you know, it's a lot of stuff going on with Sacramento over the course of the year. A lot of it ain't good. Maxime Raynaud, 10.7% roster. You know what I mean? Multiple injuries on the Kings. Dylan Caldwell out until March 19th. Even though these are different positions, I'm not sure y'all saw, but DeMontis Sabonis and Zach LaVine are out for the year. So the Kings need reinforcements from everywhere. They need help wherever they can get it. He averaging 31. Now, this is Maxime Raynaud. He's averaging 31.25 fantasy points over his last 4 games. He even had a 45-point fantasy outing versus the Pelicans, where he had 21 points, 19 rebounds in that game. He a great streamer for the short-term roster guy with Caldwell being out till March 19th. Now, they only got 2 games remaining this week, but they do have 4 games in week 19. So if he ain't your guy this week, he should definitely be your guy next week. Go ahead and add him now. Opportunity is the #1 fantasy cheat code, and he got major opportunities right now. These for my category players, my dogs. I ain't forgot about you. You know what I mean? If you need help in them category leagues, I got some guys for y'all too. You know what I mean? For the 3-point specialists, you need 69 real quick. Sam Merritt. I done mentioned this guy a bunch of times over the course of the season. He had 9 3-pointers in his last game. He 8.5% rostered. He averaging 6 made threes in his last 2 games, getting solid minutes at 24.5 minutes a game over the course of the season. He can help you out real quick with them threes. Check him out, Sam Merritt from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stock specialist, steals and blocks. They're going to win matchups. You know what I'm saying? Dirty points. Paul Reed, Detroit Pistons. As we saw, Stewart and Durant out, they suspended for the scuffle they had. You know what I mean? Paul Reed going to benefit from that. 5.1% rostered. Averaged 2 blocks and 2 steals over his last 7 days. Had 3 steals and 4 blocks in his last game versus Toronto, and he finished that game with 60 fantasy points. So you can check him out in points leagues or category leagues. Don't forget about it. Paul Reed, Detroit Pistons. Assist specialist. You need 6'7", real quick. This guy been doing that. Dylan Harper from the San Antonio Spurs. He averaging 6.3 assists over his last 3 games. He only getting 3.7 over the course of the season, so it ain't crazy. But in his last 5 games, he only got 1 game below 5 assists. Go and check him out if you need help for them assist category. For my category players, if you need help in the assist in the category leagues, check out Dylan Harper from the San Antonio Spurs. He holding down the playmaking. In the rebound enforcers for my category players, you know what I'm saying? Rebounds are very important. Day'Ron Sharp from the Brooklyn Nets, 6.2% roster, needs all in ESPN leagues. He averaging 9.6 rebounds over his last 6 games. He doing crazy work on the glass and only averaging 18.5 minutes for the season, but he's very efficient. His per 36 on the boards got him at 13.1 rebounds a game. So he really boarding like that. Add him in them category leagues because we know category swings is the difference between playoffs and you packing your season up. Next up is the stream to stay candidate. I mentioned him earlier, double duty on this episode, Jose Alvarado. You know what I mean? These audition pickups, you already know. If they work out for you, they ain't leaving the roster. And he got a great audition tonight versus the Detroit Pistons. He ain't going to be a streamer. He's going to be a win streak if he work out. 3.2% roster, like I said, with the New York Knicks. He been cutting up since he been back home. You know, I gave you the stats, 20.1 fantasy points over the course of the season, 1.8 threes made a game, so he closer to 2, 21.8 minutes a game. And like I say, a lot of that was with the Pelicans. Let's see what he do with New York. He got 2 very strong showings since he been in New York. As I mentioned earlier, 33.3 fantasy points in 3 games. I like this move for both him and New York. I think this could be a great stream to stay candidate, a great stream to stay guy, especially once he get truly acclimated. And we already know temporary moves can become permanent if you time it right. So those managers who plan on Wednesdays and Thursdays, win Sundays, check back-to-back schedules, 3-game weekend stretches, low ownership players who getting buckets, who doing what they do, who producing. You ain't grabbing names no more. Not this point in the season. You buying momentum. It's time to lock it in, get ready for them playoffs. And that's your midweek hustle. I'm your host, T. Will. As you know, we do this fast and intentional. We ain't waiting till the weekend to panic. We trying to build advantages right now. Hey, we bought our business. Follow Hustle Sports Net, Hustle Sports Network everywhere. And remember, hey, numbers over narratives, baby. Hey, I'm T. Will. I'll holler at y'all.